Welcome. Please stand as Teresa Cesarek leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we will say the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Well, if you could sit down, except unless you're a visiting Rotarian or have a guest. And we will be doing some introductions. Welcome and Happy New Year, our first meeting of the year. So, visiting Rotarians. Okay, let's start right over here. When you speak right into the mic and look at this camera right here so it can be projected onto the big screen. Here's Jeannie.
Well, please help me in welcoming the COO of Premier Members Credit Union. It's an honor to have him here today. Thank you. Matt Raridan.
We're going to come back to you at the end. Okay. Do you have a guest at this table? Okay, I guess we're going to have you introduce yourself.
Hey, Mike. He's actually my guest.
Oh.
So that is Eric Bailey right over there. Great kickboxer, getting his black belt in about 2 or 3 months, so don't mess with him. He's a business consultant specializing in the back office for healthcare companies. Eric Bailey.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. I think we're coming to you next, Stephen.
Okay.
So you have some exchange students.
I do. Happy New Year, everyone. Right now, in case you guys don't realize, we just selected 19 students to go outbound next year. 9 of the 19 district-wide are from Boulder. We have 4 of them here with us today. Braden, Ethan, Ella, and Zella. I'm going to let them introduce themselves real quick and tell you guys where they're headed.
Hello, my name is Braden Dahl, and I will be going to Brazil. And I wanted to thank you guys for sponsoring me.
Hello, I'm Ethan Appel. I'm going to be studying abroad in Taiwan next year, and I also wanted to thank you guys for sponsoring me.
Hi guys, my name's Ella Kipfer. I'm going to Argentina next year, and I wanted to thank you guys also. Hi, I'm Zella Conjito. I'm also going to Brazil, and I wanted to thank you for sponsoring me.
Here's Jean Vidal with a guest.
I'd like you to meet Baxter Williams, who is a Rotarian from Longmont. He's actually Mike Brady's guest. Mike said he would pay for his lunch, so he stayed here.
Okay, Cassidy has a guest.
Hi, we have 2 guests that I've just met today. This is Nancy Billica and Brian Vickers. They are interested in Rotary. Nancy works at CU as a political science teacher, and Brian works in sustainable projects, sustainable energy projects, and we are very happy to have them. This is their first visit.
And Bill has a guest.
My guest is Audrey Schreier, and Audrey is the director of the Healthy Futures Coalition, which is a coalition on issues of drugs, alcohol, and it's a youth and adult organization. Okay.
All right. Are you a guest?
Yes.
All right.
John Grew from Brookline, Massachusetts. Very glad to be here.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And now Sue.
I am thrilled to introduce once again our friend Susan Connolly, who is rejoining Rotary. Yay! And she has her application in. And I sat next to this nice lady, Norma, who is visiting, and she is a former Rotarian from Adams County,
for 10 years and looking at other Rotary clubs.
Okay. So Dorothy Rupert has a guest.
I do, and I'm at the right table because I hope very soon I can say the same thing, that you are going to be joining Rotary. But for today, I'd like to have you all be really nice to her, so she wants to come back. And her name is Judy Harriet, and she's very active in the Jewish community. And we've just been talking a mile a minute since we got together a couple of hours ago. And I think she would be perfect with you, and you would be perfect with her, because you've really been good to me. And I want to thank you for the messages I've had from you. It means a lot. Thank you.
Cinda has a guest.
Hi, I'm very proud to have my sister-in-law visiting here from British Columbia. She's one of the few women fishermen, commercial fishermen up off the coast of British Columbia.
Wow. All right.
My guest is Nancy Rowe, and we know each other. We're both on the board of the YWCA of Boulder County. She is the incoming president, and she moved to Boulder 4 years ago from San Francisco and is interested in Rotary.
Nancy Finn Wagner has a guest.
Look that way. Good afternoon. This is my friend, good friend for 7 years at the Boulder Chamber, you see, Matthew Jensen. He is a realtor at YK Realty, and I have WK Realty. Thank you for the correction. He's got a long list over here. Besides, we're both ambassador for the chairs for a number of years at the Boulder Chamber. He's a board member at Play Foundation. He will be the next young professional head for the Longmont Chamber. He's also with the Collegians semi-pro baseball team, and he's also the VP of Rocky Mountain Baseball. So please welcome Matthew Jensen. All right, here we have Scott bringing a guest.
This is my guest, John Zwick. We are neighbors and also have done some business together. He has a background in physics and economics from the University of Chicago, runs a blockchain fund, and is a really cool guy to get to know. In addition to that, his father helped pioneer the Clean Water Act. His name was David Zwick. So,
Well, this is a great way to start the year at Boulder Rotary. With so many guests, we hope you will come back again and consider joining. But before we get into that, I want you to remember that this is our centennial year, 100 years of Boulder Rotary. And on your tables and online, we have created this 100 Ways document, because we'd like every Rotarian and your friends to find a way to participate in service this year. And so, for example, Y11 in this list says sit and visit with a Rotary Youth Exchange student at a Rotary meeting. So some of you are doing that right here today. Yay. Okay, and like one more idea is to write a 100th anniversary song. We would love to have an opportunity to sing it here. And so, one of many crazy ideas. So thank you for coming, and back to Mike Brady.
You write it, I'll sing it. Yeah. We are going to have a great meeting today. I look at the weather for this weekend here in Boulder, and it's going to be sunny. January in Boulder. Is there anything better? And is there any better way to start it than right here on a Friday afternoon? One of those, if you look around, look at how many people there are in this room. We keep having to add tables. And I think part of it is John. They're here to see you as well. So thank you for coming today and being our speaker. But we have a vibrant club with lots of guests. And this is a great thing to be a part of. A couple of updates on some of our members. I'm sad to report that past president P. John Limberopoulos passed away. about a week ago. P. John Limberopoulos. He died on December 28th. He was president of this club in 2003 and 2004. He moved down to Denver a number of years ago. He was professor and dean in the School of Business here at CU since 1964. Memorial services are tomorrow at noon at the chapel at Fairmont Cemetery in Denver. So if you were friends with John Limberopoulos, I'm very sorry to report that to you. Second is Larry Johnson, our current member, has been in the hospital for the last a week or so. He's going to be fine. He's had some complications. He can't take any visitors right now, but please keep him in your thoughts. So keep Larry Johnson in your thoughts. So that being said, Carrie McElvain is going to come on up and talk with us about the Boulder Dinner Theater, wherever she is. While she's coming up, pull out your raffle ticket. We got the winner. Winning number. You may have the winner. Here is the winning number for the raffle ticket. 827 4963. 4963. Who's got it? Yeah, all right. Good job, Hans. Brad will pay you out. Half of the money goes towards, what's that? Yeah, good. Sold. Come on up.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to let everybody know that we're doing Boulder Theater for Valentine's Day at 6:15. Disenchanted. It's a spoof on some of the romantic holiday comedies with princesses and things like that. So please see me for tickets. It'll go right to your account. And it's February 14th at 6:15, and that includes dinner. And if you know of anyone that's interested, let me know. There are some seats that are assigned for us. So just come and see me. Thanks.
So Sue, are these tickets, are they way in the back where you can't see, or are they right up front? Carrie, are they right up front, the tickets? They're right up front? Oh my gosh, they should hurry and buy tickets. Okay, got it. All right. Sue, come on over. It's our 100th year, and so each year, each week we tell us a chapter, a vignette of our history. So come on up.
I was thinking I might sing this, but I'll spare you that. So today we're going to talk about banners like the ones that are on your tables. In Rotary's earlier days, it was customary to keep close track of your attendance, and members were required to attend most, if not all, of the club's meetings. Many Rotarians achieved lengthy records, years of perfect attendance, and I think we have a picture of an attendance roster from the 1920s. However, if you weren't able to attend your regular club meeting, you could visit another club anywhere in the world and get a certificate stating that you made up the meeting. Making up was a wonderful experience of fellowship and meeting people in other places. Some years ago, a well-known Boulder Rotarian named Paul Friggins, I never met him, but he was a roving editor for Reader's Digest magazine. He was one of the most prolific members in making up meetings because he traveled so much. Often at a far-off Rotary meeting, he would find a source for whatever story he was working on. Once, when he was sent off to Kathmandu, his fellow members of the Boulder Bar Committee, called that because they met in the bar before the regular meeting. We don't do that anymore. Predicted that he would not find a Rotary club in Nepal. Paul insisted that he would. He returned weeks later bearing a makeup card from the first Rotary club to be organized in the Himalayan kingdom. Another tradition of making up meetings is that traveling Rotarians take banners from their home clubs to present when visiting other clubs. Many visiting Rotarians have presented banners to Boulder Rotary, and our collection numbers in the hundreds, if not the thousands. in the past, we've displayed them usually on our tables. So a few are on your tables today, and if you'd like to pass them around and look at them, you may do that. If you're traveling, you can find clubs to make up at on RI's website and take a banner with you. In the 1990s, the Rib reported that we had had visitors from all but 3 of the 50 states, as well as all the continents except Antarctica. At the time, there was no Rotary Club there. But just for your information, if you're headed that way, there are now 2 clubs in Antarctica. The 9-member club of Mariambo Base was chartered in 1997, and the 20-member club of Base Antarctica Esperanza was chartered in 2003. If you're in the neighborhood, the Spanish-speaking clubs meet on Wednesday evenings. Thank you.
Wonderful. So I want to give a little bit of a preview to the next 6 months, because you may have heard it's our 100th year anniversary this year. And a lot of work has been done over the last couple of years under the leadership of John and Lena Kotke to make this something that's really going to be memorable. The first thing I want to update you on are all the legacy projects that we have. We have 3 water hydration stations that we as a club have raised money for and are donating to our community. One at Eben G. Fine, one at the International Peace Park near the library, and the third is at the East Boulder Rec Center. They have now been delivered. They're going to be installed in the next couple of months, and so there'll be more details about those 3 water hydration stations donated by Boulder Rotary Club. We have a daily camera insert that will happen in March, and so Lindsay's going to talk about that in a few minutes. At the same time, we have Boulder County's historian, Sylvia Pettum. She's going to write a wonderful article talking about Boulder Rotary and our commitment to this community. And what's important about that is, one, to celebrate our success, but also to inspire other people. I mean, that's really what it's about, is how can we share and be an example to other people in our community about what can happen. And so we have a great and proud history, and we should proclaim. There will be a proclamation in about 3 months, Boulder Rotary Day, here in our state and in our county. On April 6th, we will hear about this in just a few minutes. There will be the 100th anniversary celebration gala. And so that will be a must-attend event. We'll have tree planting in April as well. More details about that to come. And we will have a family-friendly barbecue as well. Now, in regards to the legacy projects, I realized I forgot 2 of the other legacy projects. In addition to the hydration station, we also have at the expansion at the Boulder Community Hospital, there's the medical pavilion for the mental health. There's going to be a Boulder Rotary mindfulness path, and that will be dedicated in May. And so there'll be a ribbon cutting, and so we'll have that in May. The third is, third legacy project is the Peace Park. The Peace Park will also be dedicated later on in the spring and the summer. The details, the date is fluid, but that will be something between the library and between the Civic Center, right there in that redevelopment. We're going to have an infinity path there. It will be really cool, and I'm very excited to share that with you over the next 6 months. So a lot is happening. If you thought you joined a club so that you could go to sleep, you picked the wrong club, okay? So we got a lot going on. So that being said, Kitty, would you mind telling us a little bit about our 100th anniversary gala? And our chairs are Kitty and Jerry and Marty Evans for our 100th anniversary gala.
Yeah, you stop working and look what happens. Goodness gracious. As Mike mentioned, and he's one of our partners in crime as well, we're going to be celebrating our 100th anniversary gala in April on Saturday the 5th. And we are so excited. 6th. I've also forgotten how to count. We are so excited. I was thinking about this as I was driving over here. My farm was homesteaded in 1864, and I think the university started about 1876. And to have Boulder Rotary start in 1919, that's a big deal to have 100 years of history for our club. So we are really excited about this. As Mike mentioned, Marty and Jerry and I, and Mike, he's been roped into this, are overseeing this, but it's also going to have a lot of other people involved. The biggest thing that I want to tell you is that we are going to keep ticket prices for our members at $119. I also am the one collecting that money for the club. So we would prefer that you give us a check. If you want to use a credit card, you're going to have to pay the credit card fee. So we encourage you to give us a check, and it's for $119. And we're going to hold that open for 3 weeks for our members. So you need to buy your tickets now. Michael mentioned that again in a little bit. And then we're going to open it up for our non-members. And we're going to make a big deal out of trying to honor our past presidents and our current president, and also talk to you about, not talk to you, but talk with you about the history as we've been doing every week here at the club. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be at the St. Julian. We also, for those of you that want to party hardy, we have a room rate just for Boulder Rotarians for that evening on the 6th. And as you probably know, there's free parking underneath on Saturdays. So another incentive to come. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is that we will be really emphasizing the celebration. So I'm hoping all of you will come. Come if you're single, come if you want to bring your significant other, bring a friend if you want to, but we really want to sell this out. And if you've ever done an event at the St. Julian, it's beautiful. So please, please, please come. And see me. We'll be putting a notice in the rib for my contact information.
So many of you have come to our Wine to Water. Many of you are founders of the Club 1919 and went to that special evening. Many of you were at the signature event. All of them were fun. All of them were classy, eloquent, and this will be the same thing. You will not regret going. And one thing that I want to emphasize is there are some people who like to buy the tickets right away. I love you, okay? Now, some people like to wait till the end, all right? And you're not going to do that because we only have 250 capacity, and there are a lot of past presidents, the widows of past presidents, a lot of people in the community who want to come and celebrate with us. I mean, John, he probably wants 20 tickets, but I've already told him he can only have 15. So put him down for 15. But yeah, I already. But seriously, we are going to have this for the club first because it's our celebration before we open it up to the district and non-Boulder Rotary Club. So see Kitty before you leave. Next, 100-year daily camera opportunity. Tell us about an opportunity.
We love opportunities. So I'm going to have everyone imagine for a moment that it's Sunday morning, March 31st of 2019, and you're not yet a Rotarian. And you've just made a fresh cup of coffee in the morning, and you're sitting down to read the Daily Camera. And in it, you find this compelling insert that piques your interest. You read the headline, and you learn that the Boulder Rotary Club is celebrating its 100th year of service. Suddenly, you can't put it down, and you read on. You've heard about Rotary, but aren't quite sure what it's all about. You read the insert and learn about the club's local impact over 100 years. You learn about the fellowship and networking opportunities, success stories from students who've received an educational scholarship from our club, and suddenly you think, wow, this is an organization I need to be part of. And this is the goal of the commemorative insert in the Daily Camera that'll be published the week of our centennial anniversary. So you've heard me talk about it a couple times. It's also been mentioned in the rib. And so if you've been thinking about placing an ad in this special insert, we'd love to hear from you as soon as possible. And this can be an ad for your personal business, a business that you work for your church, or simply just a personal ad to congratulate our club on this special anniversary. And ads are a greatly reduced rate from normally what you'll find with the daily camera, and 10% of the proceeds, or 10% of the ad sales, I should say, are returned to our club. The daily camera can also design your ads, so you don't need to have design skills, and that's free. Or you can design your own ad. So please help us make this special showcase a true success, while also aligning your business or organization with this iconic Boulder Rotary milestone. You can contact me to reserve your ad, or in the rib you'll find information about the daily camera contact to reserve your ad as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, Paul Jarrett, you want to come on up and introduce our main speaker? John, don't worry about them. You go over your allotted time. You worry about me. So you're good to go. So I do want to say that a couple months ago, the board of Boulder Rotary authorized the club to join as a nonprofit member of the Boulder Chamber. And I was so impressed at the new member orientation about 3 weeks ago that I went back to the board and asked for and received permission to have a new committee that is a liaison between our club and the chamber, because the caliber of the people that I met there and the civic goals were so in tune with our club that we now have a new committee chaired by Carrie McIlvain and Nancy Chinwagner. So just wanted to announce that. So it's been 6 months that Michael Doherty has been a member of our club, and we would like to reintroduce him to the club. Come on up, Stan and Michael. Oh, sorry guys. I got a meeting here that I'm trying to run. Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody, I'm Jim Umland, and I'm the co-chair of the Red Badge Committee. So I get the privilege of introducing our Red Badge members after their 6 months when they're ready to obtain their Blue Badge. And Mike Doherty is our latest candidate, who was brought to us by Stan Garnett. Come on out of the shadows, Stan. And sponsored by Stan, to whom we thank. And as you know, these guys are tied together a little bit outside of Rotary as well. But let me just give you a little background on Mike as a refresher. And here we go. So it was last March, really, when Mike was appointed the DA for the 20th Judicial District in Boulder County, based on the spot vacated by Stan, and then was recently reelected or elected formally this November. So again, Mike, thanks and congrats, and on we go. But it goes back to where it started with some working class parents in New York, and Mike had 2 jobs in high school, loading trucks for UPS and working at a deli, and then attended Nassau Community College for a couple of years before using student loans and going on to Cornell and getting his law degree from Boston University. After law school, Mike went back to New York for 12 years as a prosecutor at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. He quickly rose to supervisory positions, including the deputy chief of the sex crimes unit, and ultimately was promoted and became responsible for the management, budget, and personnel of the 1,200 employee DA's office. Well, continuing to prosecute cases on the side, I guess. But Mike was recruited there in 2009, recruited here to Colorado to head up the DNA Justice Review Project, an effort that led to the exoneration of an innocent man wrongly convicted of a murder. And just after a few months of being here, Mike was promoted to serve as head of the criminal justice section for the Attorney General. And still in 2009, first year in a big one, Mike became the second in command for the District Attorney's Office of Jefferson and Gilpin counties. So let's move on. Mike has, fast forwarded, has since then served on numerous groups leading to significant criminal justice reform, notably the Innocent Project Award for Advocate for Innocence and Justice. Mike has helped establish problem-solving courts and diversion programs to help offenders get back on the right track. And he's been an adjunct professor at the University of Colorado School of Law, the University of Denver Stern School of Law, and back in the day at Fordham in New York. He also served on the board of the National District Attorneys Association. So that's professionally. Mike has been attending the Red Badge breakfasts and getting some info on the Rotary Club, and I'm sure we'll see more engagement from him as time goes on and he picks his way through what might be a good fit. Personally, Mike and his wife have been married for 14 years. They're parents of 10-year-old twins. And when he's not working or spending time with his family or here at Rotary, he is running on the beautiful trails of Colorado and training perhaps for another ultra marathon. He's twice finished the Leadville 100 and has run many 50-mile races. So I guess if you get in real trouble around here, don't run from this guy. Mike, welcome. All right. Let me give Stan a gold star for his sponsorship efforts. All right.
That's worth 1,000 votes right there.
Yeah. And Mike, here's your blue badge, and I'll take the red one.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm at a podium, I have to say something. And what I have to say is, how great to see John Taylor in a suit. I mean, this guy looks like he could give a closing argument now. Yeah.
And you were early for the meeting, weren't you? Yeah. Okay, we have birthdays. We have birthdays? No birthdays. Great. Announcement video. No, did I say that out loud? Inside voice. Sorry.
Here's hoping that this holiday season brought you everything that you need.
Toby got a dinosaur, and he loves it. Hello, Rotarians and guests, and thank you for being here today.
Welcome to January of 2019. January is Vocational Services Month. And speaking of giving kids everything that they need, I want everybody to give Joanne Jocelyn a huge hand for Share a Gift.
Rotary Happy Hour is at Via Perla on January 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, Perla has great happy hour with good food, regionally priced wine, and upscale ambiance, and we hope to see you there.
And it's the State of the State Luncheon on Tuesday, January 8th, including mental health and wellness symposium presented by Rotarians for mental health. Sign up on the district website.
Each summer, the I Have a Dream Foundation organizes internships for high school students from low-income backgrounds. And on February 15th from 7:30 to 9 a.m., Google will host a breakfast to share more info about the internship program. Summer internship hosts are needed, so contact Michelle Carpenter for more information.
Join a 1-hour training for our BRC volunteers who work with children. The training is being offered on Friday, February 1st at 10:45 a.m. Contact Bobby Brown for more details.
And CU Rotaract is holding their first meeting in the new semester on Tuesday, January 15th at 6:30 p.m. in the Humanitarian Building, room 370.
Join us for the final 2 lectures of Mental Health Partners 4-part community lecture series focused on mental health and well-being of teens. This is brought to you by generous support from the Writers Fund of the YMCA of Boulder Valley. It'll be held on Wednesday, January 9th.
Love to love.
Don't miss Boulder Rotary Club's night at the Boulder Dinner Theater, Thursday, February 14th.
Marriage, love, and marriage.
Join us for next week's program with our very own Patty Limerick speaking about Indigenous American rights.
Don't miss it.
On Saturday night. I
Wait,
just
stop,
can't wait.
stop. Everybody,
Have a great weekend. Yeah. Thank you, Daryl and Sally. To conclude our meeting, I'd just like to thank the meeting management who helped us run today's meeting. Past President Greeter, John Kodke, Pete Parkinson, who was our Red Badge greeter. Member and guest registration was Gene Lindeke, Roger Foreman, and Sue Lunsbury. So thank you guys. And just thank you for being here today. Have a wonderful weekend.